Hi guys, Enda here from TrendSpotter. Up 4,152 today on 3 wins and 1 loss in Roku. Let's dive right in. So, Roku was a nightmare today because I was hesitating a little bit on it because it wasn't following the SPY. But it didn't follow the SPY as well yesterday. They were kind of just at odds with each other. But I decided just to stick to the system and play it by ear like that. So, as you can see here, the SPY starts going up here. And Roku was going down a bit and then up, and then by the time the SPY starts going down, Roku's going up, and then the SPY's going sideways, and Roku goes sideways a little bit, and then it's into a move before it goes up, and then blah blah blah. So I really, like, from yesterday I kind of learned my lesson on the SPY and Roku. Like, they were really matching each other for the last month, and maybe not so much now. I don't know why. Maybe Roku's gotten a little bit more pricey for it. But as far as I know, anyways, Roku's in the Nasdaq, not the SPY. But the SPY kind of affects a lot of stocks. And the second thing I decided to do, which I kind of looking at yesterday, was if I'm up over 50 cent and the stock is going to reverse against me completely, I'm going, depending on the chart pattern, I might take the 50 cent or I'll get out kind of break even. I'm not going to let it just run against me and stick to my 50 cent down thing. But if the stock goes against me completely on the entry, then there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck in it then, waiting for the stock to make its move. Anyways, so first move was 933 on Roku. So let's have a look here. 933 was in here, and the entry was 123.22, so around about there. Yeah, and that was the first dollar in there. Dollar up on that. And it was because of this. When this came down here, I was like, right, I should have taken my 50 cent. It was nearly back to entry. It was 10 cents away. But I said I'm going to get out break even on it. Maybe plus 3 or 5 cent on that. But then it came back up, and so that was the first win. And that was fine. And again, I was watching the SPY, and they just weren't correlating. So that was really irritating me. The second move was my short 939, which was in here. Got short in here, and this is where I got, I think it was 46 cent, I think. So it came down to 85 cent. I was like, nice one, I have my dollar. And then it came back up. And I just kind of said to myself, well, the SPY's not playing ball. I'll get out of the VWAP. I was looking, or if it got to the VWAP, I'd get out. But I pressed it actually down here at like 50 cent. And it slipped down to 46. And I was kind of happy with that. That was like a twitchy finger. Because it was either that or entry. And like I said, the only time I do an entry one is if the SPY was playing ball, if it was going down and this, you know, going in the direction I wanted it to, and the SPY wasn't. And my third trade was like 2 minutes later, 43 here, and it was 124 right there. And that was that. That was an easy one. So that's the kind of stuff I like. That was $1.01 actually. That was the kind of move I like from Roku. Just an easy one. This one wasn't so easy. This one wasn't easy. The third one was easy. And then the fourth one, 956. So I took a fourth one. I wasn't going to, but I was just kind of like, I didn't get my dollar here. And it's been greedy. And I got in 956 here. Here. So got short here. Now, this is the move I was telling you about. If it goes against me straight away, I give it the 50 cent. I let it run because it should come down. So what it did was it went up against me like 28 cent or something. And then it came down to 72 cent. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a dollar move. But again, and at this stage now, I was like, this is kind of brutal in one sense. You know, in one sense, Roku's just kind of doing its own thing. But I decided I would get out of this one break even. So I got out, and as I pressed it at like plus 5 cent, it slipped down to minus 5 cent. So there was like a 10 cent slip on that. So I lost on this one, but it was only 5 cent. There. In here, got out. It never went down anyways. I could have taken 50 cent, but you know, your reptilian brain is thinking, and I just let it go, and 5 cents is fine. I'm okay with that. And I should have got in again. Alright, here was this move, actually long was over here. It's actually up around here when I saw it go around 70. But there was another dollar there. But I didn't, because that was 5 trades, and I kind of had enough of it at that stage. And this one was a short in here. Around, I think it was 80, 88 or something. and pulled against you 45 cent and down to $1. Now you could have taken 50 cent on this, and there was no long there, and you could have got the dollar this way. But choppy. All in all, choppy. I don't think there was an entry here. Maybe there was an entry here. This was $1. That's $1. But anyways, very, very choppy. Like, there's good volume in Roku, 5.1 million, but it wasn't huge. It's not like 9 or 10 million, which it was the last few days on this. But still choppy, hard to do. Yeah, and it just didn't look great. Nothing about today felt good. It wasn't, yes, I'm at $4,100, but it wasn't easy. But I just followed the system and I stayed at it, and I decided that I'm going to cut my losses early rather than letting them run. But the dollar moves are in it. You can see it as clear as day. The dollar moves are in it. If you can get over, what we're trying to do is kind of weed out the false moves. Now, I don't think that was a move, even though it's red. If we can weed out 1 or 2 false moves, we'll become much more accurate. Or if you're in a false move, take 50 cent or get out break even. And you know, you'll trade another day. You'll get into another stock. And like I always say as well with Roku, if it fails one way, go in the other way and just keep going. And yeah, it can be tricky, but like, you will get it. You will get your dollar. And what I do is I keep my my P&L ratio to 2 to 1. So even if I lose 2 trades like I did yesterday, the 3rd trade will wipe out the 2 losses, and then the 4th trade should kind of bring you back to profit, or back down as a loser, depending on. But I'm confident in Roku doing the moves anyways. There was other stocks up today. TGT is a Target. So Target just went sideways. It went up. We kind of missed that move. And then here was a short here. I think it was here, which was $1, I suppose. And I think here was another 102.72 to 104. There was another $1. So any of the stocks that are kind of in play as well, as long as they volume, they work. It's as simple as that. BA was a nightmare. I know some guys traded BA, and yeah, so BA did this. So you had an entry. No, it wasn't that. It was this. Same thing. So came up, gap down. There was a move there, down, and then this happened, and then it went long. It went long at $3. But again, I'm kind of over BA. I think a lot of the range is gone in it. Yes, it's volatile, I suppose, but there's so many moves in between that you're going to get caught out on. I think Roku is just easier trade. If anyone has any ideas of other stocks that are easy enough like Roku to trade, just get back to me. And I know it sounds crazy, I trade the same stock nearly every day. But unless something that I like pops up, Roku keeps delivering, and that's why I trade it. There's no other reason. And especially as well, guys, with the chat room that we're talking about as well, I'm just going to do the same thing. You know, I'm just going to trade the same few stocks and get out. And that'll be the end of it. I'm not going to be hang around for chit chat maybe, but I'm not going to be pulling up other, you know, like penny stocks and all that kind of stuff and trading them. You know, I can pull them up, but I'm not going to be trading them because unless I learn something, unless someone shows me something I don't know about, you know, some other way of trading smaller price stocks. But I like the large caps. Okay, anyways, that's it, guys. Up 4,152 on the day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you next.